Roll out and position the rafter roll over the rafters where the ceiling level insulation meets the eaves. Position close to the fascia board to maintain the ventilation gap. Secure the tray to the rafters using 25mm long by 2.65mm diameter aluminium alloy clout nails at every rafter intersection, both at the top and bottom of the roll. Trim the ends to suit the roof width. Lay the 2-in-1 eaves tray over the fascia board, using the guiding lugs on the underside of the tray to locate the correct position. The tray units interlock with each other, so ensure adjacent units are interlocked correctly together before fixing. With timber fascia, nail the 2-in-1 eaves tray directly into the top of the fascia board. From the centre of 2 ridge batten straps, cut and remove a 280mm section of the ridge batten. Replace the top course of tiles, and for dry vent ridge, the profile filler units. Place the terminal through the hole with the profile filler units below the terminal. Install ridge-to-ridge seals and ridge tiles and secure with drive screw and clamping plate. A ridge tile may need to be cut to suit.
How to partial fill insulation between and under rafters in a pitched roof. When installing insulation between and under rafters, the between rafter insulation must be flush with the bottom of the rafters in order to prevent the risk of air movement between the board and the ceiling. Install the insulation trimmed to suit rafter spacings with the aid of timber stop battens nailed to the side of the rafters. The battens should ensure the insulation is flush with the bottom of the rafters.
The SD2 membrane is used internally on the warm side of the insulation. Its function is the prevention of unplanned air movement within the building envelope and controlling the movement of vapour within the building fabric. The benefits are quick and easy application, CE certified to EN 13948, airtight with extra vapour control, graphics to support the installer, increase the homeowner's comfort levels, prevents degradation of the surrounding building fabric. The SD2 control membrane is applied perpendicular to the direction of the roof trusses. The product should always be on the warm side of the insulation with the graphics always facing towards the installer. The installer should commence installation on one side of the room by fixing the membrane, for example, to the wall plate. Care should be taken to ensure the membrane extends down the wall overlapping the wall plate and allows space for the sealant to bond the membrane to the blockwork. Gerband 970 double-sided tape is ideal for fixing the membrane to the timber. Alternatively, staples every 15mm. When you are happy with the fixing of the membrane, firmly apply the membrane to the double-side tape with a cloth or a roller. Trim back the membrane, allowing 75mm overlap onto the wall. Ensure the membrane fully enters the corners. The remaining membrane should now be applied. Staples are an alternate means of fixing the membrane. Ensure the membrane to pull tight and without creases. Use the membrane graphics to facilitate the application. Special care should be taken with surfaces penetrating the membrane. Gerband 586 or a suitable grommet should be used for penetrations. Ensure there is a 100mm overlap of the membranes. The joint tape should be pressed to ensure correct adhesion. The membrane and tape should also be left free of loads. For example, insulation. Ensure the corner overlaps are fully sealed. Fortax 6400 is used to bond the membrane to the wall. Apply a 6mm bead onto the wall. This is an example of where the membrane is covering the wall plate. The installer should ensure the membrane fully enters the corner. Here, a HRV duct is being sealed by an appropriately sized grommet. If you are applying an insulated slab to the wall, we recommend a smooth trowel finish onto the blockwork to form an airtight layer. If the wall is a hard wall finish or similar, we recommend a mesh is applied over the membrane and care is taken not to damage the membrane while plastering.
Next, sheets of insulated plasterboard should be placed with the long edge running across the joists or rafters. Where joints between sheets of insulated plasterboard are unsupported by the timber joists or rafters, timber noggins should be installed. Insulated plasterboard sheet joints should lap joists, rafters or noggins by at least 19 millimeters. Each sheet should be lightly butted and fixed using drywall screws or large-headed galvanized clout nails. Fixing should allow at least a 25mm penetration of the timber and should be located no less than 10mm from the bound edges of the sheet. They should be driven straight, with the head embedded just below the surface of the plasterboard. Care should be taken not to overdrive nails or screws. To finish, the perimeter of the insulated plasterboard should be sealed with a flexible sealant.